This White House is focused on is making sure that our election is not riddled with voting fraud and that the timetable is not hung up.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany today after President Trump appeared to walk back his comments on delaying the election. But he did say that he doesn't want to wait months for the results. And again, warning mail-in voting would lead to big problems, as Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell dismissed the president's suggestion. Watch.
Never in the history of the country, through wars, depressions, and the Civil War, have we ever not had a federally scheduled election on time, and we'll find a way to do that again this November 3rd.
Let's bring in Hogan Gidley, National Press Secretary for the Trump campaign. Thank you for coming on. What do you make, first of all, of the bipartisan pushback when it came to the president, very forcefully coming out yet again earlier today, talking about how universal mail-ins could be a disaster?
Well, universal mail-ins are a disaster. The president's been very clear about that. The data shows that it's rife with all types of ways to cheat. It's has a potential for fraud that I think would shock any American. And you see this time and time again in report after report. Just for example, in New Jersey recently, 20% of the mail-in ballots were of the mail-in ballots were thrown out because they couldn't be counted. You hear stories all across the country, like in California, for example, 100,000 votes still not counted over in that part of the country. There was even one story where someone's cat received a ballot to vote. Now, I understand a lot of viewers may like their cat enough and want them to vote, but this cat has another problem. It was also dead for 10 years. So it's pretty clear the government has a systemic problem with issuing votes across the country, because the American people deserve each individual vote to count on its own. You can't have fraud, you can't have cheating, and the president's been very clear about that. We want this election to be free, we want it to be fair, and we believe if that is free and fair, he'll win this election easily.
Was the president serious when he said he was ready to possibly delay the election?
Look, he wasn't talking about delaying the election in totality. What he was pointing out was that the Democrats themselves are the one who often accuse us of so many things on the right, doing the things they themselves are actually engaged in. Let's not forget, it was the Democrats who said this president was engaged with Russia to try and undermine the election, but it was actually the Democrats who used foreign assets in a fake, phony Steele dossier. Here, for example, 10 states, Democrats have already filed lawsuits to try and push back the time in which you can receive a ballot from a voter. They are literally trying to extend the deadline for people to vote, and they're accusing the right of trying to change the timeline for an election. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
I'm going to switch gears just for a second. We've learned the Trump campaign is actually pulling some ads in key battleground states as they fine-tune their strategy. A leading ad firm basically tracking and tweeting this. With no TV schedules booked today, President Trump is off air for the time being. Now, this move comes as Joe Biden, as you know, is running ads in 6 big battleground states this week, including Florida and Pennsylvania. Is this about the president sinking poll numbers, or are we just re-strategizing?
Now, this is just one of those inside the Beltway stories that only political pundits and the mainstream media actually cares about, when it only signifies how ridiculous they can be in this town. Listen, Joe Biden pulled 75% of his ads from Facebook, 42% of his ads from Google. Here at our campaign, we're running on the issues that matter to the American people. And quite frankly, when you see a shift in management at the campaign level, which we have seen here, we just want to retool, take a look, and refocus on some things here, because we want to tell the story to the American people. And don't worry, we'll be back up on television pretty quickly explaining just how horrible Joe Biden has been to this country for the last 50 years, with failure after failure, hurting the American worker and making our cities and streets less safe.
All right. Hogan Gidley, great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.